Hello, welcome. I know I've been teasing very heavily that I have a Poppy War video coming up. It is coming out tomorrow morning, which is like basically in 14 hours now. Um, but I thought it would be really fun tonight to tier rank the Poppy War book covers. This is something I like doing just on my own, is looking at the cover art for the books that I'm reading. And I thought it would be fun to do it in a tier ranking video, but I don't like editing tier ranking videos. And I think that's because I need a different video editor, but that's a problem for another day. So today I figured I would just do a live and look at the covers for the Poppy War. One of the reasons I like doing this is because the story inside this book is the same no matter what the cover art looks like, but the cover art can give different impressions of the story, and I just find that very interesting. But without further ado, let's look at the tier ranking. I do have this tier ranking linked in the description, so if you want to make your own or if you want to look at these and rank them yourself, feel free to do that with the link. But let's get to it. So I will go ahead and admit first thing, first off, these covers aren't that different from each other. And I will admit that the Poppy War book cover isn't my favorite book cover, but I do look at the book cover differently now that I've actually read the book. So I look at it much more favorably because I like the book, particularly the book cover that was on the version that I read, which is this first one here, which I feel is the most popular version here in America, at least. There is one with an orange background, which I didn't include because it's basically the same thing. Obviously, my rankings is I want this on my shelves. I feel like these are fairly self-explanatory. This is a really beautiful cover. I'd love to see it on my shelves every day. Quite beautiful, which is one that I really like, but maybe not one that I absolutely need on my shelves. Intriguing, but something's missing. I'm kind of intrigued by the cover, but it's not quite there. And then just okay is, just okay. So with this first one, I'll admit before reading The Poppy War, I was not super taken by this cover, but after reading it, I now just have the image of the story plus this cover in my head. So it's getting an honorary I want this on my shelves. Otherwise, it'd probably just be in like quite beautiful or just intriguing with something missing, but I read it and I liked it. The next one I actually think is my favorite Poppy War cover, just because I feel like there's a little bit more going on. I like the more prominence of the color. It's still very similar, just like this plain white background and then this black and red just slightly on the cover to give it a little bit of accenting or highlighting. But I think this cover is intriguing. So I'm going to put it in also, I want this on my shelves. The next one reminds me of Mulan. This just looks like Mulan to me. I don't know why. It's probably because it's a little bit more like an animated style art, but I like this phoenix with the tail on fire that almost looks like it's going into the outfit, and then we also have this field of poppies on it. I really am intrigued by this cover. It's not like my favorite, but I think it is quite beautiful. The next one, I think, is my least favorite cover. It's still cool, but again, so many of these look so similar, and it's just this huge red blotch on the cover, which I realize is supposed to look like a phoenix, but I just feel like it's just this like big red smear, and then we have the like black outline of the person at the bottom, which again, it's not bad. It's kind of intriguing, but I'm gonna leave it in do I want it in just okay? I'm gonna put it in just okay. The next one I also really, really like because I love bold col colors on my covers. But I don't always like people on covers, and there's like very prominent person on this cover, and I just don't know how to feel about it because part of me is intrigued and the other part of me is like, it's just okay. So I'm gonna put it in intriguing, but something missing because like it's almost there. It's almost there. The next one, I know there's a person on the cover. Honestly, there's a person on the cover in almost all of these, isn't there? I know there's a person on the cover that's supposed to look very like lifelike, like a real person on this cover. But I also feel like the background's kind of yellowed. The way the style is, it looks very old-fashioned traditional, and then we have this lady on the cover with, her sword that's on fire, which has me very intrigued. So, I'm gonna put this one in quite beautiful. Just I don't know why, I like it. The next one, I initially thought this was one of my favorites because I really like the ink smudges, but the more I look at it, the less I like it, which I feel really bad for saying. But let me explain. I feel like we have so many covers now which have this plain white background and then just like a black sketch design. And I know this is like ink, not sketch, but I just feel like it looks so generic. We have so many book covers like this. And I think that's kind of my problem with like the Poppy War cover here too, is because I don't really feel like it distinguishes itself from all the other books that we have that look very similar. So I'm gonna put this one in intriguing, but something's missing because like initially it had me, but the more I look at it, I'm just like, it's kind of same as everything else. And this last one also really intrigued me at first, but the more I look at it, the more I feel meh about it. And I think what intrigued me at first was how different it looks from the rest of the covers. And it's also a cover design. Oh, I didn't mean to put it there. Can I move it down? No, I can't. It's also a cover design that I tend to gravitate to. Excuse me. It's a cover design that I tend to gravitate towards where it has this um basic image or symbol or object in the center with like some sort of interesting background. This one is like almost there, but not really. So I'm also going to put it in intriguing, but something missing. And I'm going to put it just above the other one. I think that is it. I think that's my final opinions on the Poppy War covers. So I know I'm not like an official art person, so this is very subjective, but this is just my opinion. I thought it would be fun to do. I might do these more often. If you want to see one of these again, drop a title that you would like to see me look at all the different cover editions. And I will see you in another video.